Hi, I'm Miss Haley with the Huntsville-Madison County Public Library, and today I'm going to show you how to fold and create a fairy tale themed bookmark. Our theme for summer reading, this is week 1 of summer reading, and our theme this week is fairy tales, but our theme for summer reading is Imagine Your Story. So today we are making a corner bookmark, and it sits in your book like that, marking your spot. If you open it up, ours is going to be a Red Riding Hood theme for our fairy tale theme this week, and there she is. You can take her off. She just sits on the corner there. And this is what she looks like off the book. This is what we're making today. There's a smidge of origami involved in this, which we'll show you first. But first you need to know what you have to have. So to make this bookmark, you are going to need a pencil, a glue stick, a pink or reddish crayon. You can go with really any color. This is to color her lips and cheeks. I have chosen violet red, which is the worst crayon in the coloring box because you think it's red until it's not. You need a black marker or a Sharpie, and a pair of scissors, and then you need 3 different colors of scrapbook paper. You need a red square. This is a 6 by 6 inch square, so that's 6 inches by 6 inches. Of red construction paper. This is for her hood, and this is also what is going to shape the actual bookmark part of it that we'll be folding here in a second. You need a flesh colored piece of paper. It can be any color you want that is flesh toned, or blue. Maybe you're making a goblin, I don't know. But this is going to be for her face, so this is my flesh colored paper. And then you need a hair color paper. I'm using black today for both of my bookmarks because I had this huge piece of scrap black paper that had already been cut into a little bit, but you can do any color. You could do blonde or brown or white or pink, whatever hair color you want your Red Riding Hood to have. We're going to set those 2 aside for now and come to our red paper. So the first thing you want to do is set it so that you are going to fold, you're going to fold it into a triangle. So fold it once diagonally. Make sure you line up really, really well your edge. So I'm lining it up right here along the edge. And you want to try to get it as triangular as you can. It's a little harder to fold construction paper this way than it is to fold like scrapbook paper. If you had red scrapbook paper in a pretty pattern, that would work really well for her hood too. But I don't. So this is what we've got. So you have a triangle. Go ahead and set it so that the flat side is facing you and the point is facing up. And you're going to fold each corner up to meet this point. So we're going to fold our first corner up and meet this point. Just line up your edge again and crease. And then we're going to fold this corner up to meet our point. And you can tell I'm struggling to fold it a little bit because construction paper is a lot stiffer. Go ahead and make those folds really firm. And then you're going to unfold it. And you're going to fold down this top corner to this point, but you're not going to fold both pieces. So there's 2. You're only going to fold down the top part to meet the center point there. And the sides here should line up with their creases. So you have these creases that you made when you folded those up. So you want your sides right here to line up with those. And go ahead and crease that. Now for this part, we're actually going to fold these back up, but we're also going to tuck them in because when we fold them up, there's a pocket right here. So I'll do the first one first, the right side first. So I'm going to fold that up, and then I'm going to open up my pocket, and I'm going to tuck the corner down so that it meets the corner in there. So over, set it down so I can get a good crease, like that. So the same thing with this one, you're going to fold it up and then tuck that into that pocket. And you might have to mess with it a little bit to get it just right. That's okay. And just press to get the crease. So then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to fold this corner in. So you're going to tuck it into the pocket too. So I like to hold it by the corners here and just tuck that in. You want it all the way down so that you have a triangle. So keep tucking. Don't just stop right here. You want to keep tucking, kind of rolling it down into there. And then once you've got it, you can press it down and crease it. And it's okay if it's not 100% perfect. You can tell mine isn't. So that's going to be our hood. So we're going to set this aside for right now because we need to make her face. So to make her face, actually, I lied. We're not going to set this aside. We are going to put this down on our paper. I'm going to put it kind of towards the top, but not all the way. You know, I'm going to put the black under this because this paper almost blends in with my background paper here. So we're going to set the red triangle on top of this paper towards the top of the sheet. And I am going to draw, I'm just going to use my pencil to trace a line right along there. So that is the top of her head. And I'm going to make just a round half circle right here. And I'm going to bring it in a little bit. We don't want her head to be all the way to the sides of this hood. We want it to be in a little bit. So I'm going to do here to here. So from these two marks, I'm going to draw a little half circle. And don't worry if you didn't get it perfect, you guys. You can always turn it over so that the pencil side is going to be down. You look at the back of mine, you can see some pen marks and stuff on the back side. So then I'm actually going to continue this line past the line where the bookmark part was and up there, because this part here is going to be the part we glue down under the thing. And we're going to cut this out. Don't stress too much, like I said, about cutting off all your pencil marks. You are going to have an opportunity to just put those face down and we won't see them. So that is going to be her face. And we're going to set that aside for right now because we need to make her hair. So to make her hair, I'm going to cut off a little piece of this. And I'm actually going to put her face down on this strip right here, like that. And I'm going to put a little pencil mark on either side of her head so that I know how far or how wide her head is going to be for her hair. So that is going to be right there. And then I'm going to draw two sort of part circles. They're not really even a half circle. They're just two little bumps. I'm going to use the whole paper to do it. Like that. We're going to cut the whole thing out, and I hope you can see this on there, what I made. Just two little, kind of like the top part of a heart. We're going to cut those out. And we are going to glue that to her face, but we are not. First, make sure you have it pencil side down. Trim that a little bit. That looks like she had a really bad quarantine haircut, you guys. Fix that for her. So we're not going to put it right up here. So if we put it right up here, when I tuck this in all the way, she's not going to have a lot of hair. So keep that in mind. Just position it. Maybe you like it that way, but maybe you want it a little bit more down. Maybe you want it more up. So just think about that when you're putting it in there, where it's going to land. I want hers a little bit down from her head, or well, from the top of this where we're going to have glue. So that's just where I'm going to put it down. So just keep that in mind. And go ahead and get glue all over the back of it. And again, make sure that the back of it is your pencil mark side. And go ahead and flip her head over so that the pencil mark side is down. And we're going to glue this down onto her forehead. like that. Okay, right now it looks like she's wearing a pair of shades. So we're going to set that aside, and I'm going to show you how to make the braid. So to make the braid, you need 3 circles. That's all this is. That's all that shape is. I'm going to turn it around so you can see. Is 3 circles that are connected to each other that are gradually smaller with a little triangle shape on the end. So it's super duper easy. So you're going to start with, I'm going to start a little ways up. I don't want to run out of room. So you're going to start with a big circle. Just draw a big circle. And then you're going to draw a littler circle. Just kind of on top of that. They're going to overlap a little bit. And then a littler circle. And then a triangle shape. So you should have something that looks like that. And to cut that out, you're going to cut out the strip. You're going to cut it long, because this will save you from having to draw it twice. So you're going to cut it long enough that you can fold it over and crease right there, and then you're just going to cut it out like this so that you're cutting out 2 at once. So I'm going to cut right along my triangle first. Just make sure when you're cutting that you're holding it together really well so that it doesn't come apart and you wind up with a wonky shape on the bottom one. So cut that out, and I'm not cutting all the circles out. I'm cutting along the outline so that I wind up with 2 of those. And those are going to be our braids. So we are going to glue those to the back of her head, about where we want them. We want the top part to line up on these, but you could do it a little bit lower. You could line it up with the top of her hairline, because we know that's going to be covered. So you just need a little bit of glue on the part that is going to be touching the back of her head. And then hold her up, line up the top of the braid with the top of that. And I am actually going to put it at an angle. I want her braids to stick out a little bit. I sort of did that on my first one, but really one of her braids is straight and the other's sticking out. And I liked the way it looked when it stuck out. So like that, and we're going to do the same thing with the other one. So just a little bit of glue where it's going to be on her head, and then lining it up with the top of her head, and I'm going to make it stick out a little bit, like that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to glue this on the inside here, right there, like that. But first, you can draw your face first, or you can draw it later. I like to draw mine later because it gives me a better idea of the head shape. So it gives me a better idea of where to put her eyes so that I don't put them in a weird place and she looks strange. So we're going to put some glue just right along the top of this, all the way across. So on her braids, on top of her hair, all the way across there with that glue. We're going to tuck it up under here until that glue is covered, and we're going to press down. And you really want to press it down and hold it down for a second so that it gets a chance to really adhere to each other. Since we're going to be using this is a utilitarian design. It's not just for looks. We want it to be functional. So we don't want it to fall apart after we bookmark 2 pages. That'd be lame. So like that. And now we're going to draw her face. So to draw her face, I do 2 little sort of almost C's, but not quite. It's like a really shallow C, like if you started to draw a C and you stop partway. So I'm going to draw those pretty far up towards her hairline, like that. And then I'm going to put a little wing on it going the other way, like that. So some eyelashes. Then I'm going to draw a circle in the center. You guys can see that. Draw a circle right there, like that. And another circle, and another circle, and then we're going to fill that in. That one's a little wider. I'm going to do that like that. And then her nose is just a tiny little upside down, see, like that. And then her mouth, you're going to make, see if I can draw it up here so y'all can see it. You're going to make a little V shape like that. And then you just make an arch down and an arch down and then a semicircle to connect. And you have a set of lips. So the very, very last thing, ooh, double-sided. The very last thing we're going to do is color in her lips. And she's wearing a little bit of lipstick today, maybe. And we're going to give a little bit of a circle, just really lightly, nothing crazy, on each of her cheeks so that she has a little cute blush. And there you have your Red Riding Hood corner bookmarks. And to use your bookmark, you just take it, you find your page, you slide those pages onto the corner, and voila. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have fun making your Red Riding Hood bookmarks. And if you'd like to share those with us, we would love to see the kinds of bookmarks you come up with. You can do all sorts of things with this. It doesn't have to be Red Riding Hood. But we would love to see what you come up with, and you can send those pictures to our summer reading website, which is summerreading@hmcpl.org. Thank you guys. I hope you join me again soon.